Hi everyone, Bandana here, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm excited to bring you my review of Manor in its early access state. With its launch just around the corner on April 26th, the anticipation for the game has been massive. A huge shout out to the team at Hooded Horse and Slavic Magic for the key so I could dive into the game early and share my thoughts with you all. A quick heads up, this video is pre-recorded on April 17th as I'll be away on holiday when it goes live. If there are any significant updates between now and the embargo lift on April 24th, I'll make sure to mention them in the description. Now let's jump in. Before we dive into the nitty gritty of the game, let's be clear on what Manor Lords is and what it isn't. Developer Greg recently provided some clarification on Steam, and I did a video sort of alongside that, and it's crucial to manage our expectations accordingly. Manor Lords is primarily a realistic organic city builder with real-time battles. However, it's not a Total War competitor, battles are smaller scale and less frequent. There's no RPG elements akin to Mount and Blade Warband or anything like that, and it doesn't play like a competitive RTS. It's essential to understand these points to appreciate Manor Lords for what it is. Plus remember, it's early access, so there are still things that are work in progress. Now let's delve into the gameplay, starting with the city building. Manor Lords offers a refreshingly organic approach to city growth. You'll witness your picturesque village evolve into a bustling town, and the attention to detail is remarkable. Resource management is straightforward yet immersive. Production trees are kept realistic for the time frame. For instance, wood logs become planks, which in turn are crafted into various items like shields. While the management of resources feels very organic, some aspects like a clear input or output number are missing and perhaps still evolving, as there is a space for production in one of the menus. Additionally, finite resources like stone add an interesting layer of challenge to the mix. Eventually you will have to import such items in the current build of the game at least. Whether they add a quarry later is unknown. While there are a number of production buildings in the game, home workshops constructed in level 2 houses play a crucial role in your production ecosystem, especially for weapons and clothing. The resources and products themselves are distributed by hand or with the use of auctions, and the likes of food and clothing sold back to the population via a market area. As with most city builders, you are aiming to fulfill your citizens' needs such as food, water, alcohol, religion and clothing. Satisfy the needs enough and you can level up your houses. At level 2 you can convert them into an artisan where you can build those workshops that I mentioned before. Though do note, once you build one of those workshops, that family cannot work anywhere else. As your village grows into a town and you hit specific milestones, you are rewarded with development points to spend on a tech or research tree. Here you can find more advanced buildings, additional effects for existing ones, or for example reductions in trade tariffs. Though at this initial early access release, a lot of these are work in progress. There are also policies you can pass, though the majority of these again are missing as the system as a whole is still work in progress. You can control multiple regions on the map, and each region you control has its own development points and resources, so you can tailor each region to a specific role such as farming or production. You can then trade between your settlements or the wider market of the outside world. Additionally, as the Lord, you can build the manor house for yourself in each region, which can be placed along with a tax office, walls, towers, and a special retinue tower, which houses some very unique troops. Let's talk about those next. So combat is another significant aspect of Manor Lords. While battles aren't as grandiose as Total War, they offer intense, strategically engaging moments. Managing your troops' positioning and utilizing terrain effectively will be key to victory, and this was actually much more than I expected from the combat in the game. I thought it would just be bashing into each other. The unique troops housed in the retinue tower are heavily armed, and you start off with 5 of these but can purchase more. Eventually you'll be able to promote some of your own citizens to this fighting force, however this is not currently in the early access version. Each member of the retinue can be customized both visually and via a ranking up system. They can also have their existing armor upgraded. You also have the option of hiring mercenaries, but these are very expensive. And paying for this will come out of your personal coffers, which are gained by either tax or by defeating enemies. And that's also the cash you will use to open up a new region, so you have to be careful how you spend it. The game is absolutely superb when it comes to the audio-visual side. The background music is perfect, the various sound effects including the rain are extremely aesthetically pleasing and very fitting. The attention to detail on the buildings, character animations, and even just the changing world with the seasons puts many other games to shame. As a result, the game makes for some incredible cinematics and screenshots. In short, Manor in its current early access state is everything I expected, and in fact more when it comes to the combat. It's a promising glimpse into what's to come as the game progresses. Its organic city building and visuals make it a true treat for the eyes, and the strategically engaging combat sets it apart from most city builders. But it is essential to come into this with realistic expectations considering its early access status and the developer's vision for the game. The reality is there are a lot of work in progress tags in the various menus. All of that said, if you're a fan of city builders, you're probably going to enjoy this game right now in its early access state. Especially if, like me, you are eager for one with a little bit of combat on the side, especially combat that's this good. If, however, you're primarily looking for something that's more of an RTS with the base building on the side, this game probably isn't for you. As ever, I never tell anyone to buy early access games, but I am very impressed so far. I really do look forward to hearing what everyone else thinks when they get to play the game, and also what the other reviewers put out. Because as I've said several times, I think expectations have varied quite a lot with this one. But I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. Please do like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel as I will be covering Manor Lords at various points over its life cycle, I'm sure.